Hello, my name is Spencer Walker, Health and Safety Officer for the Farmington office here at HRP. I perform the monthly fire extinguisher inspections here at HRP. Fire extinguisher inspections are really important and it makes sure that everything's safe and secure around fire safety here in the office. HRP is a health and safety consulting company, and we wanted to show you how we perform our monthly fire extinguisher checks. The first thing we want to check is to make sure that all our fire extinguishers are readily accessible and properly mounted. This one here has a mount up on the wall, so that way it's not on the ground and there's no objects in and around the vicinity of the fire extinguisher to make sure that it's readily accessible in the event of an emergency. Time is very critical in an emergency. Different municipalities have regulations on how frequent a fire extinguisher might need to be in an office space. So here at Farmington, the regulation is 75 feet. In an office space, you need a fire extinguisher. So that's sort of like why they're ordered out this way. So the next thing we want to do is to check our safety pin, or otherwise known as our pull pin. It's located at the top of our fire extinguisher here, and you pull it out in order to press it down. So if our pin is missing, there's a higher chance that the fire extinguisher will discharge accidentally, or if it's bent, it might not pull out at all, which would be not a good thing in an event of emergency. It's also an important tip to mount your fire extinguishers close to entrances and exits, so that way in an event of emergency, this is where everyone's gonna be exiting, so you can fight the fire if needed right by your exit and you're not trapping yourself in. We'll next want to check our charge indicator, otherwise known as our pressure gauge. This gauge tells us that the extinguisher is properly pressurized. Too much pressure can cause leaking, accidental discharge, or even an explosion, and then too little pressure might mean the extinguisher might not have enough fire squelching agent or a slow leak is present. If you find that your fire extinguisher is either over or under pressurized, that means it needs to be recharged. So you can either contact the manufacturer of the fire extinguisher, your local fire department, or a private contractor to come out, replace the fire extinguisher, or just recharge it. One of the most important aspects of a fire extinguisher inspection is to make sure that there's no physical damage to the extinguisher itself. One of the things you want to check is to make sure there's no rust on the outside, particularly the bottom. Fire extinguishers exposed to the elements often get a little rusty, so we want to make sure that they're regularly checked and replaced if there's any sort of rust or damage to the container itself. Physical damage also includes any damage to the label. The label has important information like the type of fire extinguisher it is, the manufacturer, the serial number, how to use the fire extinguisher if you're unfamiliar. So we want to make sure that the label is intact and not damaged. If any fire extinguishers have been partially discharged in the past, squelching agent can actually build up inside the hose and cause a blockage. So that's why it's always important to replace or service any partially discharged fire extinguishers before using them again. Lastly, we'll want to record our inspections on the inspection service tag. It's important to inspect fire extinguishers diligently and frequently. Inspections should be performed monthly by someone knowledgeable and experienced with performing inspections, but inspected annually by a licensed fire extinguisher inspector like your local fire department. We'll want to record our inspections on the inspection and service tag. You can record your monthly inspections right here on the back, and then your annual inspections performed by a licensed inspector will be punched right here down by the certification tag. I hope you enjoyed our fire extinguisher inspection video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and stay safe.